Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see by the title, I'm from a bit of a different video. Don't know when I will release it by this weekend, but yeah, bit of a different video. But as always, I've got the man Tyler joining me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. What about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I've got a bit of fury. Of course, it comfortably beaten Chisora last weekend. But before we get into Fury, where does this put Chisora in terms of his career and what he's accomplished? Because I think he's I think one of the sets says he's one of those who lost most of his title shots. Uh, and I know he lost a few belts. But where does this place him in terms of the pecking order? Um, and in all the rankings of like this modern era we're talking.
When I look at Chisora now, I look at it very similar to Dillian White in the sense where I don't think they should be having like the main sort of fights like your Furies and that anymore. You know, your Furies, your Usyks, who's obviously got other belts, etc. But I still think they're obviously up there. They're still very good, fighters. And we saw it in the fight against Fury. Chisora, he's got heart. He can, because he was taking serious, hits from Fury, and he was responding with some, but because like I say, Fury's just levels for me. He just didn't really. He wasn't phased by it at times. So I remember there was a moment in the fight. It was like an overhand. Obviously, it weren't like that, but it was like that, and it did catch Fury, but he just, like I said, he just wasn't phased from it. So, but he's still a very tough guy, and I respect him. I do like Chisora. I do like Dillian White. I just think, for me, they're in the same sort of pecking order in the sense where I feel, they can still have big name fights, but I just feel that it shouldn't be for titles anymore. That's how I feel with them. So, if you're talking in the rankings, I'd probably say it's difficult nowadays because the heavyweight division is, like I say, for me, it's Fury, and then obviously, people below. I'd still put them up there, but I just wouldn't be throwing any more, title shots for them personally.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This is the first time I also watched Fury. Boy, oh, what it just already. I thought we all know that. I think it can't be having title shots, right? It's what 39. It's talking about
Exactly. Yeah, he's getting on a bit as well. Yeah.
He's talking about having one more fight or a few more because I don't think you can go like that. That's a bit peak. I think one more maybe against an up and coming boxer to almost if you lose this then it can be like sort of it's giving up of the torch or if it, yeah, but different. There's loads of things you can do.
Even if it's like similar to what Dillian White literally did the week before, where he fought someone up and coming. Obviously, Jermaine Franklin, is that his name? I think it was. Like, even if Chisora fights someone similar to that's upcoming, and then there's a potential fight after with another big name, but someone who's not got any belts. I think that would be decent.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously the winner of Dillian White and Franklin, obviously, well, it's pretty much been confirmed that they'll fight Anthony Joshua. Even if it's something like that, it would be all right.
But of course, we saw Chisora. He took loads of big hits. Should the ref or Chisora's corner stopped it earlier? For me, I think they should have that because you saw there was no chance for him. Was not getting any opening. And I think they probably should have stopped it around the eighth round. I just stop it because he wasn't going to do anything. And I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree with you to a certain extent. Obviously, I was watching it with my dad and a few of my dad's mates, and even my dad was, saying, because there was, I saw a few people on social media saying, "Oh, why did he stop it?" And my dad was saying exactly pretty much what you just said then, in the sense where you should have stopped it a lot earlier. And I, 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 I have to agree. Really, I think the time that it did get stopped was still a decent time to get stopped, but like you said, I do feel it could have been stopped a bit earlier, especially with the fact, like you said, it was very dominant, by Fury. Like Chisora was coming back with response, but Fury he was just on top, wasn't he? He was just
Yeah,
dominating the whole fight and just showing his quality really.
yeah,
Yet again, and it's another person. Obviously, we'll get a bit more into Fury in a bit, but it's just one of them where he's fought another person for the third time and he just dominated again. Really, it's
yeah,
when
and
you actually sit there and actually think how good he really is. Like when you actually sink it in, it's actually crazy.
yeah.
So yeah.
Um, it's mad. Um, was this first easiest fight, like in terms of not having to face any shots coming back? Like,
It's,
it's a tough one because you don't want to say it because of like Chisora,
no,
and he did give some shots, but like who really else in previous fights? I think the rest of them did surely gave a few more punches than Chisora. I don't know.
well, we all know obviously Wilder did. Wilder knocked him down. One of the rare people to knock Fury down. The Dillian White fight again. It was another, from what I can remember, it was another dominant display really by Fury. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one on easiest fight because at the same time, obviously things have changed in the sense where obviously he has gotten better for me, which is mad to say. Like he's got even better. Um, and I did think at the start they did actually say this thing before the fight that they're going to make the first round explosive, both of them. I did think the first round was very good. I thought
Yeah,
up until Fury started dominating towards the end of the round, I actually thought that was maybe Chisora's round, but then the ending is what made me give Fury it in the end. Because if it
yeah,
carried on for, I think it was like another 10 seconds, and Fury maybe would have knocked him down, not out, but maybe would have knocked him down. So it's a difficult one, and I didn't really. Obviously, I've been watching boxing for a while now, but I didn't really watch it. When he first started off. So I would probably say not. I think he done. I think he made the Dillian White fight look a lot easier. To be honest, like I said, Chisora. I say even though Fury was dominating the first round, he did look good towards the start, and he was taking proper bangs. And obviously, when Fury got Dillian White, for example, obviously it was a madness. His tooth went flying. He got knocked down and everything. So
yeah,
it was one of them.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, now of course, was very wrong to again kiss Chisora after the fight, of course. Now they have a close bond, but you just hit the man. For me, you can maybe do it afterwards, not when it's on TV. For me, you just like hit him. You gave him almost a black eye, some, and you basically just destroyed him. How do you I can kiss him after the fight? I don't know. That's one thing. I have the same problem with UFC. How can you go into the octagon, hit someone so that his nose is broken or skull is hurt? How can you do that? So that's one thing I'm not too fond about. But yeah, what do you think? Was he wrong?
Uh, no, I don't think he was. And the reason I say that, I do hear what you're saying at the same time, but I think it's just what I've seen in, because you are putting your body on the line in boxing. Like, let's be real, people have, I don't want to say it, but it's true. People have been killed from it. So I think because it does take some balls to get in the ring. Obviously, their experience, they're veterans in the game. They've been in the ring numerous amount of times. But at the same time, you look at the press conference. I'm not sure if you saw it, and obviously Chisora was giving massive respect to Fury for giving the opportunity. So I think at the same time, Fury, obviously, when it comes down to mainly the weigh-ins in boxing, even if you do get along, that's where it turns into, right, we're fighting now. This is where the mood's going to change building up to the fight, and then after it'll probably
Yeah,
change. And obviously you saw that here. So, excuse me, I think it's I think it's fine, really. I think it's fine. Obviously, it's difficult as well because obviously I did do stuff after as well. They shared a burger. I'm not sure if you saw that backstage, and obviously the cameras are everywhere. You know what people are like. So at the same time, it's always going to be difficult, to try and what's the word, like try and avoid that in that sense. And the sun
yeah,
keeps going in my face. It's very annoying, but yeah, it's. I think it was all right to do it. To be honest, I think it just shows a sign of respect. And yeah, like I said, as much as they're veterans, it does take balls to step in the ring. Still to this day. And like I said, for me, it links back to what Chisora said as well. Where he's bigging up Fury, respecting him for giving him the opportunity. Helping him with, putting his kids' food on plates and stuff like that by obviously giving him a big payday as well as a title opportunity. So, yeah.
yeah. Now we'll get onto bit of theory. Now I watch his fights, and I'm a big music fan. Like, I love the man to bits, but I don't know. We will come on to should he fight one more, and if he should fight Usyk. But for me, there isn't a weakness in his armor. Like maybe his fitness, but then again, he's a trainer. An
Exactly.
absolute freak when he trains. Like, and we saw that. Is there one? Is there one specific one?
I honestly, I can't think of anything. I think of his recent fights, and I just can't. Yeah, all right, he hasn't. You know, Obviously the people he's fought. Well, Wilder. Wilder, for example. Let's have a look at that fight. That was fairly recent. Obviously, fought him 3 times. Wilder's known for being this dangerous puncher. Yeah, he got him down, but that's expected. When Wilder's, you know,
Yeah,
the most dangerous puncher in boxing with that right hand, you're always gonna. But I just think the way he come back, the way he moves, it's slick, like you say. You can't even say fitness. Yeah, he's not in the greatest shape, but like you said, he's always training. He's always, you know, bro, I can't think of anything honestly. Like I said earlier, it goes back to what I said earlier. When we actually sink in how good this guy really is, it's actually crazy. It's I just like I say, I always put him. So say your light switch is up there, I always put him up there, and then everyone else below because
yeah,
I can't see anyone beating him. Honestly, I could see people that he could potentially fight, which we'll get onto in a bit, causing problems. But I just think he's too much. I really do, and I
yeah,
just think like you said, it's on this question there is difficulty to find a weakness because I just can't think of any.
yeah.
It's actually crazy.
It is because he's got the physicality. He's big. He's got fast hands. He's everything you want in a boxer.
Literally, you
It,
know.
you could maybe say Anthony Joshua's up there, but that guy said
Yeah, I don't even
is
start on that guy.
it's not it's
I
not
mean, you
what it.
might as well be a model, all the way to people going,
Yeah,
"Oh, can I get a picture with you?" You know what I mean? Like seriously.
uh, but he's probably if you look in terms of stature and big, it's probably the closest one. But that mentality, it
Exactly.
comes
Yeah,
to
exactly.
is where he falls out of the pecking order, Anthony Joshua. Um, but we saw, of course, in recent fights how he dominates. Is this the best version of Fury?
I would say so. So it links back to what I said earlier, where I see a lot of improvement with him as well, even more. Just how dominant he is. Like, just doesn't like from what I can remember of the Dillian White fight. The main thing I remember is the entrances and the obviously the punch, which obviously sent him down. But even then, I don't think he was losing one round. You know,
Yeah,
I just look at his career. Obviously we're talking about right now, but just even the Wilder fight, for example, or the Wilder fights. Wilder was known for being very dangerous at the time. Fury come back, dominated him in the second fight. First fight, obviously, it's his first time back, and he still done really well. That obviously ended up being a draw. That's brilliant. Considering Wilder was active in the ring, and then obviously the third time again, just dominated him again. Like I say, Chisora, he was causing stuff, but Fury just wasn't phased by it, and that was the thing. Um, so yeah, I think I'd have to say so. I just see a lot of improvement in this guy continuously, and yeah, it's not like massive improve. It's just, and I don't mean that in the way where he's not doing good, because obviously he's unbeaten, but it's just little improvement that makes him even better. Like, he was already good, but that just makes him look even better. Like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy.
yeah. Um, before we get on to if he should fight one more, is Fury the greatest boxer of the modern era?
100%
I
for
we,
me.
we know you got the Muhammad Ali's and all them, but is he really anyone else on his level?
Not for me.
Yeah, that I don't watch much of boxing, but that's Fury fight just. I know Usyk, he dominated, not dominated. He's up there, but for me, we'll get onto it. It
Mm.
it just doesn't look like they. It looks like there's a big step up. Fury just calms. He never looks worried. Maybe in past fights he looked worried, but it, there's no one else. Like if you look, oh, what, Deontay Wilder, he started almost at the same time Fury did. Look what's happened to him now. Chisora, same thing. Look what's happened to him. He's he's one of those that just keeps on being consistent. Of course, did retire a few times, and then came back, but still, uh, and maybe the people in the chat or in the comments can maybe give us someone like of I'll this will probably be premiered. So if you guys in the comments, I will look at the stream, and if you guys can give us someone, maybe they give us someone, but no, I don't see one. I don't know, like this someone on his level. Now we will come to the big question: should he fight one more? That's a good,
100%.
yeah. I would love, because I think he is a big name, and you want to see him fight one of these the up and not up and coming, established big stars that people know. Now, who should it be? We've got Usyk, you've got Joe Joyce. He's, I think that's probably the best two right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've also,
100%.
yeah. But if we look at Joe Joyce, he's got the physicality. He's got the, of course, he's as almost as tall, maybe, and he's probably shorter than Fury, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. He's got the same sort of build, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
a little bit shorter. Yeah.
smaller. He's got the same build. Oh, he's got the strong punches. He's got good physicality, but can he handle punch from Fury? That's a big thing. And as he got more enough experience, if we look at Joe Joyce, for me, it it does have all the things you look at that can maybe threaten Fury, but I think it's at composure and experience when it comes onto that big stage. We haven't really seen on that big stage against one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fighter. Um, so, yeah, what do you think about Joe Joyce's Spear?
I think if it come around, it definitely deserved the opportunity. I think something that links into it, maybe not that much, but obviously, who Joyce beat in his last fight was obviously Parker, who obviously trains with Fury as well. Um, so I think he does deserve it. Because I remember being very impressed with him in that fight against Parker. Now, obviously, like I say, Fury is levels, but still, I do feel he deserves that opportunity. He went up to Fury and actually said something. Certain other people don't do that. Anthony Joshua. So I feel if it come around, I wouldn't be disappointed with that. But obviously, another name you mentioned, if I could pick, that would be the one I'd be doing first.
Yeah, Usyk.
That one
I,
there.
I love Usyk. He's got everything. I just think of Theory, what I saw, I think that the height difference, uh, and we know Usyk he moves fast and everything, but if one of your responses catch him or a few, I think it's lights out for him, for
Exactly.
me.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking while I was watching it, like, maybe Usyk can get like if he moves faster, but very he's got that reach, got all the strength. How can you say he's not going to knock him out? It's but yeah. What do you think? Maybe Usyk? Is he the one? Is he the chosen one?
I would like I said, if I could choose, I would I'd do Fury versus Usyk first, and the main reason I'd do that is because of the belts. Obviously Usyk's got the other load of belts, and I just feel, that's the main reason why. That's the main reason why, to be honest. But when it comes to actually fighting, I think Fury wins again. I think what Usyk's game plan would literally have to, for me, would have to be punch and move. Try and get out of the thing, because I don't think you want to have a full blow contest with Fury. Because I just think he'll just dismantle you. To be honest with you. And like you said, obviously Usyk's got good movement, so I think he just have to try and use that. But I just think
Yes.
Fury. I think the outcome of the fight would be Fury's too big for him. He would make him, look not so great. I reckon. Like Usyk's good. I like Usyk as well. I do respect him. But I just think Fury will just make it look quite easy. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Um. But where do you think it should be outlined? Do you think maybe one in the UK, one in Ukraine, or should it be a neutral line where it should be out? Maybe in America.
I,
There.
I wouldn't say America. I wouldn't say America, and I'm not saying actually it'd be 4 a.m. for me or whatever. I just think no. If it was an American fighting, then maybe. I think personally they should do it in the UK, and I'm not even being biased. I just think Fury's a champion. He's obviously Usyk's got a belt as well, but at the same time Fury's like obviously let's be real, he's the A side when it comes to that. So I just think it should be in the UK, preferably Wembley if I could pick, because it's the
Yeah.
biggest as well in the UK. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would do it in Wembley in the UK personally. And even just quickly before you go on to the next bit, even when him and Joyce were talking, obviously shouting at each other after, Fury is like, let's do it in Wembley. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think it will be Wembley, whoever it is.
But yeah. But, and we of course know Fury is going to have some operation, but do you expect the fight to be, if he fights one more versus Usyk, or Joe Joyce? Do you think it will be in 2023 or will it be maybe 2024?
I think it'll be 2022. I'm thinking February, March time.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe. Oh, that's early. That's early in the year.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's quite. That's only 2 months now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he. I'm pretty sure he did say though he is looking for one roundabout then, even with this operation, um, which I'm sure he'll be fine and gosh, he'll be ready to go. Linking back to the fitness earlier as well. This guy does. I think he does like 30-mile runs or something every day. It's mental.
Madness.
It's something crazy. It's something crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So, so one more fight, then he goes out, retires, or not.
1 or 2 for me. 1 or 2, maybe even Usyk and Joyce, and then go because everyone
Yeah.
talks about this Joshua one, but at the end of the day, people go, "Oh, the contract, it was too. He didn't do it long enough." The way I look at it, football deadline day, for example, someone gives you a contract for you to sign someone, you're going to be on it. If you really want to do that, or sign that player, for example, you're going to want to do it ASAP. You know,
Yeah.
it's a massive fight. As we know, I I would say it's got to happen, and the reason I say that is because they're two big names in the UK, and it would be massive still, even though Joshua's lost a few of his last fights, it still would be a massive fight, but I just I just can't see it happening, unfortunately. So for me personally, I would just literally 1 or 2 more fights. I would say he should have definitely one, and then call it a day because I don't know what else he needs to prove. It's not like Joshua's got any
Yeah.
belts, to try and win them back or etc. And that's who,
Yeah.
if he fights Usyk, that's what he'll be trying to do. And that's why I say he should fight Usyk first, because then the belts, and then he can fight Joyce, and then for the belts again, every single belt. So and then
Yeah.
obviously if he goes on to win that, then just call it a day. You won all the belts. Because let's remember, he didn't actually lose the belts. Obviously
Yeah.
he's unbeaten. Obviously, what he went through in his life. Good to see that he come back, of course. And yeah, man, big up to him, man.
Yeah. And let's say, okay, Fury retires after, let's say, this is speaking so far in the future. Let's say beginning of 2024. Fury retires, he hangs it up. Who is then the contender? Of course, if we're looking at now, who's the contender?
It's difficult.
It's a long way away, but if you have
Exactly,
to
because there's
pick
also
someone out of,
there'll be a lot of people coming through as well. There'll probably be someone now who's been on. Don't get me wrong, I don't watch a lot of undercard fights every now and then. There could even be someone now on an undercard fight that could turn out to be really good. You
yeah,
never know. It's difficult. I think it'll be one of the young, well, not the younger. I don't want to say younger ones, but one of the ones sliding their way into heavyweight now. Like
yeah,
your. This is just a name. I'm not saying this person specifically, but like your Dubois, somebody like that, I reckon.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the boss, shout out to Kevin Lorena for playing this attack voice. But catching what he did, after knocking him down in the first round, he probably should have gone and destroyed him, that second round. Um, but yeah, that's all. Everything I have. You have anything maybe to add? And on Fury?
Um, Obviously, the main question is Tyson Fury to go to boxing. Definitely in this era. Do you know what I'm saying? For me,
Yeah,
overall, he's definitely up there. You know, I'm trying to think. So obviously, you got Muhammad Ali.
Mike
He's
Tyson.
definitely top 5 for me ever. Maybe even
Yeah,
top 3. Maybe even top 3.
I
Um,
was thinking top three was I know Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Who else is up there?
Well, that everyone used to mention, I don't really know. I think they're the main
Yeah,
sort of two. So for me, and
yeah,
what you got to look at as well, this guy's still unbeaten. You know,
yeah.
and
That's a big thing.
I just look at his career as a whole, and I just think it's been brilliant. You know, like I keep mentioning, the Wilder fights, for example. Bear in mind that was in his own backyard as well. The Klitschko fight. Everyone likes to talk about when Joshua fought Klitschko. Fury fought him when Klitschko was even better in his backyard as well, whereas Joshua fought him at Wembley. So this guy is just unreal. You know, like I say, when you actually sink in how good this guy really is, it's mental.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Hopefully, Usyk can. If they fight, hopefully, I'll be cheering on Usyk. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for
Come on,
any.
Fury! Up the England.
It's going to be tough for any boxer to fight Fury. But yeah, Tyler, where can people find you?
Yeah, just T Boys TV there. See, I'm getting used to it now. I'm pointing at the right thing straight away. But yeah, just T Boys TV. I'm sure Hanno will put it in the title or the description. And then obviously, if you want to follow me across any of my socials, if you just go on to any of my recent streams, videos, whatever, it'll be there. And yeah, just quickly, saying about YouTube, I don't lie. I don't know if you've noticed it, Hanno. When you put someone's title now, it comes up with their, it's just
Yeah,
different.
with
I don't like
with
that.
the
What is all that about?
with
Mm.
the theme,
Shocking.
not like the channel name anymore. It's
Yeah,
just
it's just like, it's weird.
it's a bit
It's
weird.
like it'd be the start of someone's email address. It's very weird, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, but I will link his stuff in the description and make sure to subscribe to my club channel and then of course greatest extra channel, T-Boys TV Extra. Um, so yeah, let's run that up. Let's get that to 15. I believe we about 6 away from that
yeah, I think we're on
and get
44. Yeah,
that to 50. That would be massive.
and then obviously subscribe here. You know what I'm saying? We're getting
Yeah,
even closer
subscribe, yeah, of
to
course.
300. How far are you away from now? That's not good.
19. I haven't
19.
started recording.
Nice. See if we can hit that by the end of by New Year. Do you know what I mean? Might be able to do
Yeah,
that.
that's what
You
I'm
know, so
thinking.
you've got World Cup games coming on. Big up yourself as well for doing every game. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah,
man, keep doing what you're doing, mate.
thanks a lot. T, not Ty. Ty. Oh, we don't talk about Ty, but yeah. We'll see you all in a bit, people. Cheers.